Look at us.
Whoa.
We're still doing this.
We are still
Baruch
doing
Hashem.
this. Hey, Baruch Hashem.
And why is this podcast different from all other podcasts? Why, Eli?
Because,
This is a celebration of
okay.
Jewish culture,
Why ask?
Jewish comedy.
You can't handle
a
one.
little bit of
You
kvetching.
can't handle one moment
I
of
just
dead
knew you
air.
had nothing. By the way, I don't like dead air. You're right.
You
and
can't handle
Sasha
it.
says I talk too much because I'm afraid of dead air.
Yeah,
and she's right.
The silence, you cannot stand silence one bit.
I also think it's not entertaining to hear nothing.
Well, it's a cadence can be built on silence.
You couldn't be more right. And some of the best comedians ever, like Chappelle, like Cosby, who takes, I don't mean,
Incredible.
what?
Incredible. You could have said anyone else.
No, my point,
It's just you had a lot of options. You did
point
have a
is
lot of options.
They have a cadence and a rhythm where they will take a long beat
Mm-hmm.
with nothing
Right.
and like jazz and then just pick it up.
Right.
I can't do
understand.
that.
No, no.
I'm not that
No,
bright
you're-
or talented.
Right. You're a Sorkin-esque.
My name is Elon Gold. I'm the other Elon. He's Elon Musk. I'm Elon must do corporate gigs to pay mortgage. But anyway, this is Eli Leonard.
Hey.
Speaking of Cosby, Leonard.
Oh my God.
Leonard was Cosby's, I think, worst production. Remember Leonard?
No, I don't remember.
Leonard Part 6 was a Bill Cosby movie in the 90s. Before you were born, there was a movie called Leonard Part 6, starring The Cosby Show's Bill Cosby.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's your name, Leonard.
I guess
and
it
like
is.
you, it was a big bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, it just did nothing.
Look, a lot of people are getting introduced to me through this podcast, and
You're welcome.
no, sure, yeah, but to be introduced as a bomb
Right.
is almost worse than being not introduced at all.
And let me ask you this.
Huh.
Do you think that I would bet my podcast on you if I really felt you were a bomb?
No, of
Or
course.
am I trying to be humorous for like comedic effect?
It's the comedic effect.
Yep. Leonard Part 6 was the movie, and it bombed.
Yeah.
It ruined. Bill Cosby was the #1 show on television. 80 million people watched him every week, and then he chose Leonard as his big
Part 6.
Part 6. There wasn't even a,
First no 1 through 5.
There were no 1 through 5s.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
I
Leonard.
could see how someone at the network was like, "Oh, this is a good idea. Let's start at Part 6." It's so funny. It's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, there was no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could start it at 6. And
Speaking of being excited about something, I'm so excited about our guest today, Noah Solomon
oh wow,
from the Lost Tribe.
Lost Tribes.
You are, I think, from the Lost Tribe.
I'm lost, and I am a member of the tribe.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't know if-
lost, though.
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes
How do you feel right now?
I feel found. I'm right in I'm in my happy place.
You know, Noah, who's fascinating, like really just this young force of nature. You could just see how her future is like beyond bright, God willing. She's Ha'atid.
Ha'atid,
Hador Ha'atid.
Ken.
Didn't I?
The
Okay.
generation of the future is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ani mavin.
You may be in this.
Yes, I'm mavin this.
Okay. So, and what I love about her is she's not afraid to like be all in on Israel and be proud. You know, Israel with all its imperfections. I was in Israel. You know, I spent 3 weeks.
Good Yantif.
Yeah. For Yontif, actually.
Oh, for Yantif.
Yeah. And I was just saying,
Five.
there is no place that is perfect,
Right.
right? But there is so much to love about this magical place. I was there for Rosh Hashanah.
Katz's Deli, pretty perfect.
Rosh Hashanah, you know, is Israel's the only place on earth where people will wish you a happy new year in Hebrew, in September, in traffic, after flipping you off.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It would say, hey, Benzona, Shana Tova. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Where do you get that in the world where there's such a brother and sisterhood?
Well, the September part of it definitely makes it, very unique because it's in September.
Who says Happy New Year in September?
Right, exactly. So in September is a huge qualifier. I think this is possible for other cultures,
Right.
other places.
Right.
The September of it,
In Hebrew, in
Depending-
September,
yeah.
in
yeah,
traffic.
Right.
Right.
Tishrei.
In Tishrei, which is the new the new
Tishrei.
month, the first month of the year.
The Tishrei.
Our new year is September.
Right. And sometimes it might be in a different month, just
It
depending.
could be, yeah. It could be August, end of August, early Oct.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
It's not unprecedented.
Right, but my point is, when I bring up Israel, it's like, oh, he's a Zionist. He's going to think Israel's perfect. It's not perfect. I notice a lot of imperfections. First of all, too many cats walking around Israel. And it's like, you're like wondering, are they going to attack you? Are they going to, and like, don't we live amongst enough that we can't trust? We need these anti-Semitic cats.
Oh, I see.
Just like every time you walk by and you don't know if they're on your side or not.
Well, the cats are
Yeah.
by nature pretty anti-Semitic
Right.
because there's not many Jewish people who can breathe around them very easily.
Ah, the allergies.
Talking allergies
We're
here.
talking allergies.
Folks, we are going into
Right.
stereotypes
So
about Jewish people
is-
not having great olfactory systems. Yes.
Isn't it weird Jewish people can't be around cats, but so many are named cats?
Oh, yes. Ooh.
Like my manager, Barry Katz, who used to give me the greatest advice in the world, but he gave it to me looking like this, so I couldn't take it seriously. He would say, Elon, do you know what you know Barry Katz?
Yeah, I mean, I know you doing Barry Cats for sure.
Anyway,
What would he say?
he would say, Elon, can I be honest with you for a second, Papa?
Huh.
And then he would just say a lot of stuff. I
Okay.
can't remember any of
Okay,
it.
cool. Yeah.
Anyway, too many cats,
hmm
not enough car washes. You ever see a clean car in Israel? You ever see a clean car in
Look,
Israel?
it's been a long time since
Okay.
I've been there.
Okay, let me tell you something. I spoke to them about it.
What why would they clean them?
Why wouldn't they?
Because the next day there's just going to be more shrapnel.
Oh God! Now what is that humor for you? Is that
Yeah.
comedy? Is
Yeah.
that your
You
way?
said I was a bomb.
Oh wow! In so many ways.
Yeah.
I spoke to an Israeli about this. I go, what's with the filthy cars? And he goes, because they're all parked and there's like a thick layer of asbestos on every car. And I go, why are they filthy? And he goes, Israel, a tiny country, and it's impossible to find a parking spot. So when you find one, you don't leave.
Right.
You stay 2 or 3 months, and then it gets dirty. I go, yeah, but in LA, if a car is like, just sitting there for weeks, months, someone will walk over to put their finger and write, clean me,
Wash me.
wash
Yeah.
me.
I've never seen clean.
I've seen clean, I've seen wash. In Israel, I was going around to cars with my finger writing, free Palestine, just to get them to wipe it down. Just wipe it down,
That's a good tactic.
right?
Yeah.
Clean your cars. It's embarrassing. We have guests. We have non-Jews coming to look at where Jesus walked and all that. And it's like these guests can't come in to the home country and go, they're filthy cars.
Yeah.
They don't know how to keep a clean car,
Right.
Yeah. And then the conspiracies start.
Right. They're dirty.
Dirty, filthy Jew cars.
Cars.
Filthy Jew cars.
Cars. Filthy Jew cars. Filthy Jew cars.
Oh, here's what I'm saying.
Please.
Okay. Startup Nation, start a car wash.
Oh.
Start a car wash.
Maybe that would be a good startup for that country. Would be
Car washes.
a chain of car washes.
Yeah, that's a good startup.
Although I don't know where they're getting the water, man, because
Drip irrigation. They invented water.
they invented.
Yeah, they
I guess
invented-
Mayim did come from Haaretz, and
Mayim
Haaretz is
the land.
Israel. Yeah.
Mayim came from Haaretz.
Right.
Yeah, you understand.
I can.
I didn't mean
can
they
make-
invented water.
I
I
can
meant
make
they
connections.
invented a way to take water from the sky, and then they invented a way to take water from the ground and with drip irrigation, and basically give us any farm a chance to grow their crops.
Nasal drip irrigation.
That's what the Jewish Israel version.
That's what it is.
The post nasal. Now this is weird. We've got the post nasal drip irrigation. That is so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I just said a few words together and it made you laugh. Sometimes that'll happen.
Anyway, it's the innovation nation.
Mm-hmm.
Can't seem to figure out how to clean a Mazda though.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think this bit's.
Am I
pretty-
too?
I think this bit's.
Am I
pretty bad.
harping?
I think it's pretty bad.
Is
but-
it a bad bit?
But you
'Cause
have
I'm
made,
working it out.
You have made much better happen with
Right.
much less
With less?
in the past. So I
Uh-huh.
I have faith that you'll figure it out. I don't want to be a big part of it,
Right.
But I'm proud to know you in many ways.
Anyway,
Many ways. Sorry.
I had a great trip. I had a really meaningful trip, and I did shows, and we raised money for charities, and my family and our best friend's daughter got married.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Nothing like an Israel wedding. There's an extra special ruach, an extra special spirit. But anyway, we're going to talk to Noah Solomon all about her experience as this young generation. Because again, my kids are experiencing a different thing than I ever did. Nobody hated Israel when I was growing up. Nobody hated Jews when I was growing up. These things were like sort of celebrated. I'm lucky. I lived in a good, lucky generation. So Noah's going to talk about her experience, her trips to Israel. And I think we're going to be back with the one and only from the Lost Tribe, Noah Solomon. We do have a very special guest, a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous young woman who is just like a trailblazer, who has started something. You know, it's incredible when you just take nothing and start something. To me, that's what life is about, right? To me, you just have to do, always do. I say this, and don't take this the wrong way, but I say this to all the young people. I'm trying to work on it as a bit in my act, but it's not there yet. But whenever I see anyone in their 20s, I say there are two decisions in life that you have to make perfectly, and that will set you up for an amazing life. And it's what you do and who you do, because you're going to spend your days doing what you do and your nights trying to do who you do. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no, I see this is.
Yeah, I've
This
been
sounds
married
like some,
31
like,
years.
Doctor Who,
Yeah.
like...
It's more Dr. Phil.
Okay, there you
But,
go.
but it's definitely, it's kind of a joke, but I'm not kidding that when you make a choice of what do you want to do with your life, you're going to spend every day doing that.
Yeah.
And then at night, you're going to be with your spouse or whoever you're living with.
True.
And that's your life. It's your day and your night and your weekends. That's life. So when you make those two decisions, make them well. And already you're making amazing decisions. You were the director of Jewish content at Lost Tribe, which is the thing I want to hear all about. You're also an actor, social media genius, if I may.
Wow.
I don't use that word lightly. I use it for two people.
Really?
This
He
guy,
used, yeah, he's used it on me before.
I have called him a genius. Yes,
Oh my
yes. He has not
gosh.
shown that yet to the world or anybody, but I think
You see it in him.
there. I see it. It's
Okay.
going to come out probably in his late 40s. But you are a social media genius. So we start every interview by, first of all, saying welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And also by asking the 3 W's, which is what are you working on? What are you worried about? And what do you wish for? This is the great Noah Solomon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. What are you working on?
What am I working on? Outside of myself, I am.
Very good.
It's a daily thing.
Yes.
It's a daily thing.
He knows.
Oh yeah.
It's all he works on.
Yeah.
Hey, that's important.
Yes.
You can't get anything done if you're not right yourself.
Right.
That's right.
Someone's else up to you.
So I am not getting anything done. That is
Right.
right.
Right. That's what we find ourselves in. But no, what I'm working on right now, I guess in a general sense, is to get the 80% of Jewish teens that are disaffiliated back in touch with their Judaism and with Israel. I think I work at Lost Tribe, as you mentioned, and what we work to do is to kind of make Jewish cool, which sounds so uncool saying that, but kind of meeting them where they're at, making it accessible. So we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we're making just fun content about bar and bat mitzvahs, about camp, about just food, about boobies. Like we all got them. We all know the schlep and they all have their opinions.
Schmendrick, Dreck,
Yes,
Schwach,
right.
Schmutzig.
Is this
Yes.
Yiddish or Hebrew? We're getting
Yiddish.
This is Yiddish. Okay.
Yiddish.
Yeah, it is. It
You're
is.
learning in
Gestalt.
Hebrew and Yiddish. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so impressive that you're doing that. And I
Thank you.
love how you're doing it from a positive perspective.
Yeah.
To me, it's what I love about Chabad. They don't focus on anti-Semitism. They don't focus on what's negative about. They just focus on bringing the light into the world. Light candles, literal light.
Yeah.
You know, keep Shabbat, put on tefillin when you can. It's all the positive aspects and beautiful elements of Judaism and our heritage and our culture. And for you to do that, for the younger generation, it is so important. And before we get to what are you worried about and what do you wish for, do you find it easier in a post-October 7th world to ignite Jews to their Judaism, or is it more difficult because of all the anti-Semitism?
Yeah, that's a great question. I
Thank
think
you. I'm full of them. I've got about
you
42
should-
more.
You should have a podcast. You're really good at talking.
We're working on it. We're talking to Open Door Media. I think the door is
Ooh.
open for us.
Oh,
I think
but
we're opening doors. Yes.
I love
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
So I started working at Lost Tribe before October 7th, and our programming looked a lot different. I think we just, wanted to get teens affiliated with their Judaism, and then post October 7th, we really started to see how isolated Jews can feel. I grew up with my Bubby and Zadie telling me all the time about anti-Semitism and how things can change so fast. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's 2010, it's 2020. Like, live in the present. Like, we don't have to dwell in the past. Boy, was I wrong. October 7th really kind of pulled the blanket out from all of us. And so I then started to realize how important Jewish space was and Jewish community, the mishbucha, if you will. Did I say it right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
yeah,
is it-
He's not
did
the
you-
I feel like he's the
go-to.
Hebrew guy.
He knows almost
no,
nothing.
Are you,
No.
are you trying to say colloquially in America? Or are you trying to say Ivrit?
Ivrit.
Mishpocha? Yeah, that's in America.
Okay, but if I wanted to say it like an Israeli.
Mishpecha.
Wow.
Mishpecha.
Mishpecha.
Ken.
Ken,
Yeah,
yofi tofi.
Mishpacha.
Um,
And then if you're like a chassid, it's a chassid.
Yeah.
I got the mishpucha. I got 19 children. The mishpucha. Anyway, so wait.
Yes.
So this is fascinating. So
Yeah.
then it shifted. You went
shifted.
from. This is so fascinating.
So it then became creating a safe space, and not only was our seat at the table making Jews feel safe and being proud of our Judaism, because the worst thing that could happen is then we start to hide our Judaism.
Right.
That's what they, if you will, want,
Right.
is for us to be scared.
And they, in this case, it's the Jews, right?
No, the
No.
haters.
The haters.
No,
That- please listen.
the they isn't
I
the Jews.
get confused because they always means
Usually
Jews.
is the Jews.
Yeah.
I've never heard it
In
not
this case,
used for
the
Jews.
they are the haters of the
Yes.
Jews.
Yes.
So it's still Jew related.
Always.
Right.
Always finds its way back to Jews. So yeah, it was for Jews. But then it became really important for me to share the Jewish story to people that weren't Jewish, because we're a small people. And if we don't have allies behind us, we're lost.
Right.
So it became really important for me to show that Jews, put quite frankly, we don't have horns.
Mhm.
We're not like what you're being told we are. I have many friends and family in Israel, and there were so many lies being told.
Unbelievable.
It was
lies.
just so
All
sad.
even the control, like we control everything. We could barely control our bowels. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he can't control his emotions. We have no control over anything, let alone the banks and the media.
I know.
Can you control your emotions?
No.
Thank you.
I get medicated.
Anyway,
That's-
so
I get
had-
medicated heavily.
Really?
And
For
medicine?
that. Yes.
Jewish?
Medicine,
So
medicine,
controlling?
penicillin.
Yeah.
Yes, we control the penicillin.
Yeah.
No, we just invent certain things and
Yes.
innovate certain things. We don't
Yes.
control
Right.
anything.
Exactly.
If we controlled Hollywood, do you think Eli and I would be doing this podcast right now? No, we'd be doing something like big, like a big movie or
There'd be a
something,
movie
right?
happening.
Yeah,
for
something much better.
Much better than this.
Much more important.
sure.
But this is so interesting to me because I have children your age. I
Yeah.
know I look amazing, but
Yeah.
that's not important right now. But I have children your age, and I feel genuinely so badly for them
Yeah.
that they are growing up in a world that they perceive as hating them.
Yeah.
I grew up in a world that everything was just cool. I knew about the Holocaust. I knew that my dad's entire father's family was wiped out, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, mother and father.
Wow.
I knew he grew up with no cousins, no relatives, and didn't, and felt that level of anti-Semitism.
Right.
Then I was growing up and I felt nothing, close to nothing.
Yeah.
I was aware that it had existed.
Mhm.
I was aware that there's some little rumblings of it.
Right.
My children are now growing up with this unbelievable, feeling that they're hated, and they're like, but why? Like, what did
Yeah.
we do? What did we personally do? What did we as a people do? But it is a lot of the hatred is based on the lies that you were talking about.
Right.
And what is so interesting about you is at your young age, you're already so connected. Just take things like Israel.
Mhm.
I have to be honest, didn't give a darn about Israel
Okay.
in my teens, in my
Really?
20s.
Did you do birthright?
No. And I had been once in my bar mitzvah at 13,
didn't go back for 30 years till my
Wow.
son's bar mitzvah.
Wow.
At 33. Now I'm obviously in love and connected. I was there 5 times in the last 2 years.
Nice.
But I mean, as a kid, in my teens, in my 20s, I always use this analogy. I didn't care about Israel the way my black friends don't care about Africa.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about Africa. They're not reading up on the news what's going on today in Africa, which is the first thing I do in the morning is check Jerusalem Post and go, what's happening
Yeah.
in Israel? Are there buses blowing up? Is there another attack? What's happening in the crazy politics of Israel? I care now.
Woke you up?
Yeah, what woke me up, because I always say, these October 8th Jews, it took that to wake them up, but who am I to judge? Because I only woke up from the first Intifada. And that's when I said, wait a minute, why are there cafes and pizza stores and buses being blown up? What is happening?
Right.
And I started caring about Israel. I knew that my mother was from there. I knew that my people are from there. But I still didn't care. I was just a New York Jewish guy just doing my thing.
100%.
Started doing comedy, met a nice girl, dated her, married her.
Yeah.
I cared about things that were selfish.
You took it
And
for granted.
I took it for granted that
As
Israel,
many people did.
yes, that Israel even existed.
Yep.
So for you to care now at your young age and before October 7th, that is so impressive. So why? What was it about you? It took people getting killed for me to wake up, and a lot of October 8th Jews to wake up. What was it for you that connected you to this place that's so far away that doesn't affect your daily life?
Have you met an Israeli man? No, I'm kidding.
That
JK.
is so funny.
No,
By the way, I have a new joke about that, and I don't mean
Ooh,
to interrupt. Don't forget
please.
your answer.
Are
Give
you
it to me.
talking too much?
No, I probably am, but that's what I do in the talk show space. You have to
Yeah,
talk
I mean,
a
it's
lot.
the one person-
No, I have to stop for a bit.
Oh, no,
I
what's
have
the
to stop.
point? What's the point of having the guest? What's the point of even having the guest?
So
I'm dying to
I
know.
did Yom Kippur in Tel Aviv, and,
Okay.
and it's great to do Yom Kippur there. It's
Yom Kippur, it's a holiday.
It's a
one of the
holiday,
high
where,
holidays.
where you repent and atone for sins, and you bang your
Yep.
chest, say Al Chet, I did
Yeah.
this sin, I
Right.
did
Yep.
that sin,
Right.
and I said,
And Yizkor.
and then Yizkor, you remember people. But then I the next day I'm in Tel Aviv, and now I'm at the beach, right?
Mm.
And now I'm doing more Al Chet's than I did the day before, just looking, just like,
Oh, I see. I
and that
see.
was just
There
the men.
you go.
in their
Because you were
Speedos.
being-
That was just the
Oh.
men in their Speedos.
Right.
So the serious answer is that being Jewish has always been so important in my life. I mean, I'm a New York Jew, so I think I took Israel for granted. I took going to Hebrew school for granted. It was just kind of a part of my everyday life. I went to Jewish summer camp. My parents met at that Jewish summer camp. Like, Jewish was very much embedded in who I am, and it was easy. Like, I just woke up being Jewish. And then I really started to get in touch with Israel once I did a teen exchange program, and I was like 16, and I had went, and it was by my own accord. I wasn't told to go. It wasn't on like a family trip. It was me, and I went to an Israeli family home, and I stayed there for 2 weeks.
How'd you even hear about this?
I was through my synagogue.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what's the exchange? They go.
I go to them and they come to us. And so I got really close with this family, and I just lived every day through their eyes. And the way that I said I took my Judaism for granted, is me saying that I woke up Jewish every day. I still made a choice in New York to be Jewish, because it wasn't like I was walking outside and seeing Israeli flags every day. It wasn't like I had shakshuka here and falafel here. When in Israel, you wake up and Judaism is literally one
right
step
there.
out of your door.
Even the cats are Jewish.
Yes, the
They spell the
Hatul.
cats Katz, actually.
Oh.
No, really, but everything is Jewish.
Everything's Jewish. And I'd never experienced that before. And I was like,
Right.
wow, this is so special. I need more of this, and I need people to know about this that don't know about it. And so that was kind of one, and I'll be the basic token Jewish girl, Jewish girly, if you will. When I went to the wall and I touched the wall,
Yeah.
I felt a vibration through my body.
Wow.
Like I wish I could say I was joking. I literally touched the wall, and I was 15. Like, I wasn't having these crazy. I was worried about Justin Bieber and like what party I was going to go to.
Right.
I touched the wall, and I
He's
felt.
still worried about those two things.
I could see it in you.
Right.
Yeah.
Bieber
It's the
and
purple.
parties. Let's be honest, it's all you care about and all you think about and all you worry about.
But yes, I felt the vibration. Like, I felt my ancestors.
Right there.
Lador Vador, I felt generation to generation.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
I
so-
also when I when I first went, I sobbed. They
Yep.
call it the Wailing Wall for a reason.
Right.
I just started sobbing. I'm like, what is happening to me? And now when I go, I literally feel the presence of my late younger brother. I feel the presence of my grandparents. I feel their neshamas, their souls.
Yep.
There is something about that place that is so special. But the other thing we said about Israel, it's so Jewish. And yet, isn't it also cool that it's also not Jewish, that it's multicultural, that every
Yes.
sign has Arabic, Hebrew, and English?
It's
That
crazy.
you see Arabs, Muslims, wherever you go. And
Yes.
isn't it crazy that there's what I call an apartheid? Isn't that nuts?
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I always say that about the signs. I wish anyone in America that has taken a stance anti-Israel about it being an apartheid or a white state.
White.
I wish that I could just show them a sign.
Yeah.
3 different
The
languages.
sign wouldn't be you. You're the whitest girl I've ever seen in my
They're
life.
ashky
But
as
if
hell.
you go there,
Yeah.
you will see a multicolor,
many
multicultural, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what just happened last week? My son, who's in Israel for the year, is gap year.
Oh, year
Yeah.
course?
Yeah,
Or-
it's 1 year.
Yeah, wow.
Jerusalem, TVA, and it's a great program, amazing rabbis. He's there for a year. So he calls us, he's not feeling well, he gets sick, and we send him to the urgent care center there, right there in Jerusalem. And turns out he has streps, everything's fine, takes some whatever, and we're
Okay.
good. Who treats him? An Arab Muslim doctor, which is like,
Isn't
this
that
is
so
the real
special?
Israel. By the way, you couldn't find a Jewish doctor in Israel?
Right, they're all over here.
But I'm like, this
That's-
is so, if only people knew the truth.
I know.
If only people went there and saw how diverse it is and
Yeah.
how open it is
Yeah.
to all, and yet should and does remain a Jewish state.
Yeah.
Like there are 51 Muslim states that should and remain Muslim and
Yep.
Christian country. So it's like crazy to me that the world is so against the one and only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's get back to what are you worried about?
So when you were sharing with me the story about, was it your daughter who feels very scared to be Jewish right now? I'm worried that,
All my kids are.
yeah, and I am too. I think everyone feels that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried that that fear will then manifest into hiding our Judaism, hiding our stars, hiding. I wear my Mega Navid on my
Amazing.
heart on my finger, but
wear
I
it on
know
my
that.
sneakers.
There you go. Oh, those are snazzy.
Get
Can we
a close up of that. Look
Yeah.
at that.
There's so much joy in that. There's so much Jewish geography that hits hard when I'm in a bar. I got a
Yes.
couple tequila sodas in me,
Yes.
and I meet a random Jew, and we can connect on 6, 7 different
Instantly,
people.
who we know, yes.
Like there's nothing like that. And I just
6,
want,
7.
you saw that? I was
6,
waiting.
7. I have
Six.
kids.
I
I
was
know about the
waiting
6,
for
7.
that.
7.
We're doing this.
We're doing the thing.
Hey, 6, 7.
This is why I have you
Shay
here.
Sheva.
Yeah, just
Shay
for those
Shay
Sheva. I
Sheva.
just learned that.
cultural references.
So cool.
Yeah,
6,
so
7.
cool. And we'll never know what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
But
it's
anyway-
really
But-
important
Yeah.
stuff.
So that's what worries you, that they're not going to connect. It's interesting. Again, you're so positive. You're such a light. You're not worried about the haters. You're not worried about anti-Semitism. You're worried about your fellow Jews
Yeah.
not being connected because they will miss out on
Yeah.
everything that is beautiful about being Jewish.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
fabulous.
think about how many Jewish experiences you've had
Mhm.
that are instrumental, like my bat mitzvah. Like, yes, it was cool to be up there with my rabbi and learning the Torah. Like, yeah, it was kind of sucked going for a year
Yeah.
before studying.
Yeah.
But being surrounded in a room by people that I love that are also
Right.
excited about me. I did this women's session of all the women in my life post Bima, and they just shared their stories with me. There's just instrumental parts that have shifted me to be the person I am today, Jewish or not. And it's scary to think about younger people not having that experience that I did.
And that's what you're doing at Lost Tribe. Did you start Lost Tribe or you joined in?
I joined in. So the CEO is a family friend of mine, and he initially started it as a connection through video games. So I don't know. Are you gamers? Your kids gamers? FIFA, NHL, 2K?
There were days.
There were some
You
days
I
with
had
my
dabbled?
some
kids.
days.
Yeah.
I had some days. I can't be bothered by it anymore. But I did
Right.
game in my upbringing.
Back in the day.
Sports based gaming.
Yes. Okay. Like 2K.
Yeah, 2K, backyard baseball. I did
Yes.
some incredible backyard baseball erotica when I was a child.
Oh, Yeah.
I think people would love to
Not
hear
familiar
it.
with
but,
that.
Yep, I could do it right now.
And that was another segment of I'm glad we stopped for this.
Oh, we didn't stop for it. I have
I'm
it written
glad
up.
we stopped for that.
I could easily do it right here, right now.
Yeah, no, I think we
Not
stopped
too
off for
awesome
that. I
championship
think we
game
Got
stopped
it.
outside.
off for that.
So yes,
yeah.
that it started as kind of meeting Jewish teens where they're at in terms of like gaming. So it was called Lost Tribe Esports, and we would do tournaments and we do all those kind of things. We'd go to JCCs, we'd put up like NHL, tournaments, and then it shifted into just Lost Tribe, and it became way deeper than just video gaming, but more so Jewish life, culture, food, family, friends, laughs, loves, lights, and that's where we're at right now. It's
And
just
this
for everyone.
Is this a side gig? Because I know you're an actor too. Is this a career thing? What is this for you?
Yeah, I would say this is my job as a Jewish person, is to spread Jewish love and light.
Amazing.
So outside of it being a salary job as an actor, which is incredible and hard to find.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's also something I'm deeply passionate about. And I know so many people that dread waking up at 5 a.m., clocking in, going to work, clocking out at 6, and then it's just rinse,
Rinse,
wash,
repeat, and
repeat
wash and
cycle,
something.
whatever.
What is it, Eli?
I don't do any of those things.
You don't do your own laundry, do you? We
No,
could
of course
tell.
not.
Anyway,
That-
no, does anyone do laundry
No.
for you?
No,
So you don't do it, and no
it's a
one
stack.
does it.
It's a big stack.
Right.
Oh,
It's a big stack, and
Yep.
I
Well,
just move
You
apartments.
need a bubby.
whenever
Do you have a bubby?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
a bubby would do it.
Well, yeah, I have a bubby, but she doesn't. I call her grandma.
Oh,
No
That's a problem
offense.
right there.
No
That's it.
offense. To
No
everybody.
offense.
it's happening.
By the
No
way, I
offense.
have the name of your podcast. No, offense.
That's write that. Somebody write that down.
Somebody
Somebody-
write that down.
Wait,
There's
no offense with Noah Solomon?
I
could be
mean,
funny.
It eats. Open door. Is
Wait,
your
do
door
you have
open?
a podcast?
I don't.
You really should, because you're so eloquent and brilliant,
Oh,
and you
thank
express
you.
yourself incredibly well. I think you should have. Can we produce
Are we
it?
cooking right now?
No, can Open Door Media also open the door to No Offense?
I'm knocking, y'all.
Now it's spelled NOA.
Yep.
right.
Offense. You still keep
No,
the offense.
You gotta keep
Noah
offense.
offense.
Oh,
No
okay.
Noah
offense.
Okay,
Noah
let's do-
offense.
Okay, so
We have to workshop a little.
NOAFF. Just go right into
NOAFF.
offense. Yep.
Yes,
No
that's
offense.
it. I
No
like-
offense.
no
Do I get
offense.
to say I'm glad we stopped for this? Do I get to pull that card? I'm so glad we stopped for this.
I was about to make you the co-host of No Offense.
Gasp.
I
It's-
can't
it's
do
done. I
more
don't think-
co-hosting.
I don't even think you're
No.
going to do the next episode with me.
I can hardly make it through an episode of this. I have such horrible ADHD, and I'm just Israel, Jew, Israel, Jew, Israel, Jew. Okay, everybody, yes. Look at us talking about Israel and Jewish stuff,
We're
huh?
in.
How many things can we possibly say about this?
Yeah.
Well, I think at this time, I think it's sort of relevant
Yeah.
to
What?
what these young folks are going through right now, where they're confused by
Yes.
the hatred. They're disconnected, some of
Right.
them. I think if you don't have these conversations,
Yeah.
then people are even more lost. And that's why she
No,
runs
but
the
I-
Lost Tribe.
Yes,
you.
I understand this. I understand this, but I think a lot of the young people right now
Yes.
are seeing media and conversations that are tailored within a system of like pro Judaism, pro Israel rhetoric and videos, and
Mhm.
it's not the stuff that they want to see.
Mm.
You know, it's not what youth are trying
What
to
would you
see at the
rather
moment.
see?
No, I'm not saying that there's a thing I'm rather would see right now. I'm saying that we are seeing people fall out of their Judaism
Mm.
because there are true moments of, yes, propaganda used by non-Jews
Mhm.
to attack Jewish people and attack Israel. But there's also very legitimate concerns about the way that the Israeli state has fought back.
Yeah.
And there is a disconnect between the people who are watching people die across the border in Gaza and the land go away in the West Bank. And it's not computing for them why they are being associated with that country.
Mm.
So why is it that the young people are going away? It's not like, yes, before October 7th, the youth was sort of festering out a little bit of the conversation. That's been a big problem for the older generations now to get the young people back in. But now there is like a stark wedge between these two, I would call them sides of Jewish youth, where it's pro or anti-Zionism. And I'm not sure that everyone would use that label for it, but right in the middle there needs to be some overlap of the content or the conversation.
Yeah.
So when I hear so much about, like, I love what you do. Like, you have some great stuff on your platform. Like, your videos are very good and funny. Like,
Yeah.
they are for Jewish people who have grown up Jewish and are like, yes, I can latch on to this. Like, I'm being seen.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly relevant and important work. And then for the people who are, I guess, unsatisfied by their placement in the broader conversation at the moment, how are we getting those people in? How do those people get back in?
Okay,
I mean,
I want to hear your thoughts on that,
Yeah.
and then I have sort of an answer for you.
Mhm.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I that's beautifully put, and I feel like I've experienced so much inner turmoil with everything that's been going on, just because it is devastating what's happening on both sides. I think I'm a human being and I have a heart, and I am absolutely crushed by things happening in Gaza and in Israel. And I think where I think it's important, as Noah Solomon, being someone who grew up in New York and very much, we don't have to get super into politics, but I think it's important to acknowledge, as beautiful as Israel is and how important she is, she also has faults.
Mm-hmm.
I live with two Israelis in the Lower East Side, and they see it as that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are frustrated and they're upset that people then associate them
Yeah.
with only the bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Lost Tribe is trying to do. We don't get necessarily super political, but that being said, we don't ignore. And I think there is so much of that bogged down energy, and it doesn't mean we're trying to ignore that, but we're trying to bring positive and love and light.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead. No, finish it.
No, I was just going to say, it's a nuanced thing, and I'm sick of hearing that. I'm sick of saying that, but
Yeah,
it's true.
it is nuanced.
It's nuanced,
Yeah.
and it's my love of Israel has been put to the test.
Right.
But that brings up the other fear, is that I've always been connected to Israel, and I know how important it is. So I worry about the people that aren't connected,
Right.
that are hearing all these terrible things,
Right.
that then could just think, well, Israel sucks.
Right.
And it's just,
But
yes, we're
judging-
frustrated,
Right. But judging Israel on what the Israeli government decides is insane. It's like
Yeah.
judging Americans on what Trump is doing.
but I use that all the time.
It's
exactly
insane.
that.
It's like judging Americans on American history, which has some god awful parts to it. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
heard.
Ugh.
And it's so sad that your two Israeli roommates have to feel that. I guarantee they're against the Israeli government. I guarantee they're against, war and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But only Jews, because there's no one vilifying Russians because of what Putin's doing.
Yeah.
No one's beating up Russians on the street because Putin decided to go to war with Ukraine. And the crazy thing is, they're not only beating up Jews on the street because of what the government's doing, but the government's only doing what they're doing and went to war because the war was started on them and had to defend themselves, had to get their hostages back. Israel never wants war. All it wants is peace and coexistence with its neighbors. And they've proven that. This isn't a talking point.
Right.
Every war was started by the surrounding countries, not by Israel. Israel never wants land. It's never expanding and going out and going, well, we'll take Egypt, we'll take Jordan, we'll take this.
Let's just make sure we have a disclaimer fact check here.
Yeah, no, Israel never started
Never.
a war.
Never,
That's for
huh?
sure. Not in 48, 67, 73.
81?
What?
81?
No, that's not a war. That's taking out the nuclear reactor. And if they didn't do that, Israel wouldn't be there. That's that Iraq, that's not starting a war. That's getting rid
Not
of
Iraq.
What? Where?
Lebanon.
Lebanon? Yeah,
Yeah.
was not started. Do you know about the threats of Hezbollah on the Lebanon border?
Of
There-
course.
And did we take Lebanon? Did
We took the
take-
Golan.
Right. So the Golan was originally Israel, so we took it back.
Right.
Right. So remember that.
Now it's gone.
It's what?
Now it's gone.
No, now it's back.
we
Now
have it again.
Yeah, we have it now. Anyway, the point is,
Why do I say we?
But
Israel.
to-
I'm not part of Israel. I
point-
am not.
you're not even Jewish.
I am.
you're not part of
I
our
am.
people.
I am insanely Jewish.
Right. Here's the point. To address Eli's concerns, why is like this podcast so Jewish and Israel Jewish? Because there's only a couple of us that are countering. It's like TikTok. All of TikTok is anti-Israel and anti-Semitic. And then there's a few of us doing some positive videos online. So many podcasts, thousands. And by the way, the top 10, this one's like not even top 8,942. The top 10 podcasts have featured so much. I'm talking blood libels about
Yeah.
Israel. I'm talking
For
like
sure.
Tim Dillon, when Joe Rogan has guests on, he is not, but I think a lot of his guests are. I'm talking about like Ari Shafir, who's a friend of mine, had another friend of mine on, Russell Peters. Russell Peters sat there on his podcast and said, Israel is dropping poisonous candy on Palestinian school, which is not just schools. It's not just a blood libel. It's something that if you Google it, you'll see it's been used as wartime, psychology and what's the word for when you wartime psychology? Propaganda. And it's been used not outside of Israel. And it's
Yeah.
completely debunked.
Yeah.
And the IDF would never drop poisonous candy. But he said
Yeah,
it
that's
on a podcast that's listened to by millions. If I heard that, that would incite me to do something bad.
of course.
Right? Like what? They're dropping poison on kids? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have, there's so many podcasts. And Theo Vaughn, he uses the word genocide. And any genocide expert will tell you there's a difference between tragic casualties of war and a genocide that has intent to destroy a people, like the Armenian genocide, an actual genocide, like the Holocaust. Rwanda.
Yep.
So just to conflate genocides, it's like using words like apartheid.
Yeah.
And then you go to Israel and it's Arab doctors and Arab parliament members and Arabs everywhere. So that's what I don't like. And that's why I have to use my voice to counter a world.
Yeah.
We are drowning in a world of lies. I say this is what my necklace says. It says we are a nation of lions and we will rise up. And I say we're a nation of lions fighting a world of liars.
Yeah.
And if we don't speak up, even if it bothers this guy, then who's going to speak up for us?
Right.
Nobody. The lies will continue, and we will continue to get attacked because the lies incite people to attack.
The crux of the concern that I have as a Jewish person who presents as Jewish as I do is that when people see Jewish people having these conversations and it's so defensive over the Jewish state in the Middle East that it's like, oh, these Jews are just like hopped up and coked up on Israel and Judaism, that it seems like we're covering for something. Like that's what that's the perception of it.
Right. But
And
there's perception and there's reality.
I know, but perception as we can see from propaganda, perception
Yes.
becomes people's reality.
Absolutely. And that's why we're fighting against that. We have to. We have to raise our voice because, as who was it? Goebbels said, "You want to do? Is Goebbels here, by the way?
Goebbels always here.
And wasn't it, you are always there for us.
Yes,
And wasn't it your famous saying that said a lie repeated enough times can become the truth to people?
Yeah.
Was that yours? Did you come up with that?
Nobody knows it's propaganda who started it, but yes, it was me.
It's even a lie about who started the quote about lies. Well, thank you, Joseph, for joining us in this moment.
I'm here for you anytime you need.
So anyway, I see
I hear
Eli's
that
point.
frustration,
I
100%.
understand it. But again, if we don't fight back, the lies will get worse. And this is nothing new. We're talking about like October 7th. Literally the blood libels, it's from we killed Christ to now we killed Kirk. I mean, that's how it doesn't end. And if we don't counter, sure, it sounds defensive when the prime minister goes on TV and goes, are you kidding me? Charlie was a friend. We just corresponded 2 days ago. No, I didn't have him killed. Now, some people go, then why are you defending it? Well, it's lose-lose. But you have to fight for the truth, even if it sounds defensive, even if it sounds like you're starting some propaganda. I'm sorry, but I only speak from the truth, which is why I hate opinions, because opinions are just like, you know what they say? Opinions are like a-holes, right? Everybody has one,
Nice.
and
Oh.
they're very stinky. But anyway, the point is, I hate opinions. They smell bad because opinions are just your thoughts and ideas, which are important to have. You should absolutely have opinions, but I want to know facts and truth. And sometimes, even when you try to tell the truth to people who don't want to believe it, they'll still stick with their opinions and their feelings.
Yeah.
So that's where I just say I have to fight. Okay, and what do you wish for?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. What do I wish for? Can I wish for 5 more wishes?
That's hilarious.
I always said if
This
a genie
isn't
asked
yeah.
me, that would be my wish.
Okay, good. So,
What do I
like
wish
even in your
for?
personal life, or even in
Yeah.
know, because I know what you wish for young Jews. It's to be connected to each other, to stay connected, and to really get inspired. But what about like for yourself?
As Noah Solomon,
Yeah.
I wish for, it's so hard to separate it from Judaism because I'm just thinking about it so
Good.
much all the time, especially right now in this
Right.
environment. I wish for a world where it sounds so cliche, but a world where we can all love each other and respect each other's opinions, even though you think they're stinky.
No, 100% respect
But-
opinions.
But that's what's so cool about peoplehood and like human connections is that we're all so different.
Mhm.
And if we can just learn to love those differences,
Mhm.
there'd be no more war.
Right.
But genuinely, like I've never felt so disconnected from people that aren't Jewish. I
Right.
grew up in the heart of going to school in Times Square, PPAS, very diverse school. It was like 40% white,
Right.
1% Jewish. I grew up with a million people around me all the time, and I loved it. I ate it up.
Right.
And now I'm living in a world where those people who I found myself aligning on every political belief with, a lot of those people don't share similar beliefs to me right now when it comes to just being Jewish.
Right.
Like just not being anti-Semitic. And so I want to go back to a world where I'm not looked at as just being a Jew.
Right.
Like it just says it on my forehead, especially doing the work that I do.
Right.
And I'm just kind of going back to what you were saying. I'm just associated with Israel and what Israel's doing. And I love Israel and I think it's important, but it's also frustrating that I want to be able to provide Jewish content that touches on your bar and bat mitzvah. That's relatable because you went to Jewish summer camp. It's relatable because you had a Bubby and Zadie. And so I'm excited to get back to a world where I don't feel like I have to defend myself all the time
Yes.
because it's real.
Yes.
And as much as I don't want it, as much as I agree with what you're saying, it also is very real. And I'm the token Jew for a lot of people. And I'm the token person where they come to me and they're like, all right, I just heard about XYZ happening. What is your stance on it? And I appreciate being that person, but I also find myself being so much more. And so I'm excited to kind of get back to a world where we can all be different and that be cool. And I don't have to
That's
kind of defend.
amazing. And it reminds me of like a lot of people criticize Sandler, who I love Adam Sandler, and they criticize him for not speaking up against, again, negative, against anti-Semitism, speak up for Israel, say something. And I go, no, that's not how he expresses his Judaism.
Right.
He expresses it through his art
Yeah.
and through his entertainment.
Yeah.
By being the Zohan, doing that movie, by having the Hanukkah song, by having the daughter's bat mitzvah movie that he had his daughter, be in. So it's like,
Yeah.
to me, don't criticize Adam for not fighting the way I do that bothers him. That's just the way I express myself through comedy. I love to tell the truth in jokes, in podcasts. He expresses his Judaism through his comedy,
Through
which is
art.
beautiful.
I agree.
And it's so funny because about one more thing on the opinion thing.
Yeah.
I actually formulated my opinion on opinions because of not Judaism, comedy. And someone once, when I was like, worshiping Eddie Murphy. I grew up, it was like just Eddie Murphy, Billy Crystal, Steve Martin, Dave Letterman. Those
Yeah.
are my guys. It's why I'm doing comedy. And someone actually said to me, yeah, I don't think Eddie Murphy's that funny. And I went, okay, so that's just your opinion. No. It's just what I think. And I think I'm correct. I'm like, well, the entire world
Yeah.
and every comedian says that Eddie Murphy is a revelation. He's the funniest, arguably the funniest person that ever existed,
Yeah.
if not top 5. And you're saying he's not funny. And that's like, well, okay, so to you, but let's separate opinion from fact. That's what bothers me about
Yeah.
Judaism. Like, if it's your opinion that we control the banks, what's the fact? The fact is, I looked at my account 2 days ago and it was negative. How do we control negative bank accounts? It was negative. It was negative.
People think we make them.
We make what?
Negative bank accounts.
Oh, we make them up.
And no, that we make them. And if you looked at your account and it was negative and you made it, you are controlling your bank account. Does that
That
make
is
I mean,
true.
this is
No,
just the
that-
genius that you expect from me.
No,
This is
get
the
that.
genius
No.
that people expect
No,
from Eli Leonard.
no. You're right.
Man, oh man, did I just
Nailed it.
nail it?
And let me just say,
You are responsible for your own fiscal horror.
this Jew controls his bank account.
Yes, you
That is
control
true.
your. I control my bank
That I
account as
do
well.
withdrawals.
Yeah.
I do deposits.
I'll tell
There you
people
go.
my pin right now.
Go for it.
Okay. We need to bleep there.
Okay, so and
That's I and
Yeah.
one more thing about just a wish
Yeah.
that I have
Yeah.
because I love what you said about Sandler. I'm also an actor.
Yes.
And of course I want to be the best and I want to be in all the films and all the shows. But I also want to be that Jewish girl that Jewish girls can look up to.
Right,
And there's nothing
for sure.
political about that. It's just
and you
me being
are.
Jewish.
I guarantee you are. I'm looking up to you, and I'm barely a little girl. I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious.
Barely little or barely girl?
Barely a girl. You
Okay.
are so inspiring, and it's just amazing to see someone that just knows what she wants and then acts on it. And that is just the best. It's just incredible to have you. We always close with 4 questions.
The 4 questions.
You know the 4
Manish
questions.
Tanakh?
Yeah. And these are quick, rapid fire. You don't have to go crazy, but
Okay.
these are the 4 questions.
Let's
all
go.
right? Favorite Jewish holiday?
Passover. I love food.
I do too. But why? Why Passover? Just
It's
'cause
like a Jewish
lot of eating?
Thanksgiving and the family. I love being with my family.
Right. And it's like 2 Thanksgivings in a row.
Right.
And then even there's another 6 days of Thanksgiving
Yes.
meals. And
So many apps.
Yes.
So many kugels.
yes.
Love it.
Least favorite holiday?
Oh my God. Really? Are we doing this?
Yeah, we have to.
Probably.
We have to be a little anti-Semitic. This show is way too pro-Semitic. Can we talk about what we hate about? Yes.
Okay. A hot take. Probably Hanukkah now. Because I don't get presents anymore.
Hot
It used to be
take.
so cool. I give 8 nights of presents, and now it's just kind of like there.
I grew up in the Bronx. Parents were teachers, didn't have any money. You know, they say
Yeah.
the Jews have all the money. I always say,
You were fighting that
yeah, I
narrative.
say, we didn't have FU money. We had NO money. Okay. And one night at Hanukkah, it was 2 big pens. Straight from
Oh,
Walgreens. 2
That's
big
so
pens in a little
exciting.
plastic. And it was wrapped in gift wrap.
there's no way.
Don't give me the excitement
crazy.
that there's an actual gift under the wrap. At least just hand me the pens and go Happy Hanukkah. Gift wrap, you're thinking, what could this be? It won't be pens. It definitely won't be 2 big pens.
Bang.
It's 2 big pens. But that's what happens when you have NO money.
But you still love Hanukkah.
love.
Yeah.
I love. You know what I love? Yom Kippur.
Yeah, I love Yom Kippur
How
too.
about that? Because I love,
Love
the day
that.
of connecting with your soul and having nothing to do
I
with your
agree.
body. No food, no nothing. Just let's connect.
Totally agree.
Okay.
But I love Hanukkah, by the way. I was forced to say something.
Speaking of things you don't like,
Yeah.
least favorite thing, maybe controversial, about being Jewish.
Oh gosh, probably the tummy issues that come with it.
That's
yeah, I
hilarious.
would love to put down like a whole milk or like a cheese pizza without it hurting me.
This
No,
is really
this is
related.
great.
This is
great.
Yeah.
I think it might be true.
Mhm.
The tummy issue thing.
right.
Yeah.
I think it might just be true.
The
a
more we
real
say
thing.
it, right, the more it
Yeah.
becomes real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
The
course.
Jewish thing, complaining about the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's what it's like people say we're white. Not only are we not white,
Yeah.
right? I call us off-white, right?
Yeah.
But we're not white on the outside or the inside. In fact, if you try to put anything white, dairy, on the inside, it will come right outside.
Right out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
last of the 4 questions, Who inspired you to be this amazing version of you?
Oh my goodness. Who inspired
Just
me?
say dad or mom. Or
I was gonna
you're not
say
gonna have a good
I can't
night
just,
tonight when
I
you go
can't
back
say
home.
one of them though.
No, that's true. That
You
could be a
know,
tie. It could be a tie.
tie game. I would probably say my booby has been.
Wow.
I could cry talking about her right now, but she has been just instrumental to me being the woman that I want to be, and it being important to value Judaism, Jewish life, and family, and the way that her and my Zadie have built a huge family of just love and communication. It's all I want. I would love to get married and stay married and have kids forever and be happy. I was born to be a mom. I always say that. And I think my booby plays a really big piece of that. She's just a people person, a lover, a giver. And that's exactly what I try to be and strive to be, a proud, loving, supportive Jewish woman.
Wow, you are incredible. You are an inspiration.
Thank you.
I really thank you for being here.
Thank you for having
And the
me.
work you're doing with Lost Tribe is amazing. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I say this to very few people. Are you ready for this? I admit that I also said it to him, but very few people. Like, I've said this to Dave Chappelle when I met him at 16. I
Oh,
said this to Alex Edelman when I met him at 12. Like, I say this to a lot of
I
young
can't wait to
people.
hear it.
It's very simple. Whatever you want to do in life, I guarantee you will accomplish and even exceed what your expectations are.
Thank
I
you.
guarantee you're just one of those people that I just go, yep, she's got it.
Wow.
And it's going to happen, whatever you want and more.
Thank you.
And I'm never wrong. Maybe about him, but I'm never wrong. Thank you for being here,
Thank you
Noah.
so much
You're
for
awesome.
saying that. I appreciate it. I love you
Shabbos.
guys.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Is it
Shabbos.
Friday?
Yeah, good Shabbos. It doesn't matter. We say good
Okay.
Shabbos even if it's Tuesday. It's our thing.
Shabbos.
Yeah, it's actually how we're ending every episode.
Well, Eli, that was another fantastic episode.
And we did it again.
We did it
just
again.
keep popping these things out.
It's
and-
almost like a miracle when we do an episode. It's like a nace.
Nes Gadol Haya Po. It would be
or
Po.
Sham.
No, it's not Sham
Is it
here.
Sham or Po?
It would be Po right now.
Is here, Sham is
Sham is there.
there.
Po here, Sham there.
So we did it here.
Yeah, Po.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a beautiful episode, but what better way to end the episode with the Yiddish word of the week?
Oh, thank Hashem.
Baruch Hashem, I'd like to
Right.
introduce my parents. My parents, who I love, who have been married for 61 years.
Wow.
Isn't it weird that me and my wife have been married 31 years, and they are exactly 30 years more than that?
That is a number that is possible. I don't find it that interesting.
You don't find it interesting that the correlation of 61, 30, like when we had our 30th, they had their 60th.
No, 30
we had our
ye-
25th,
yeah,
they had
30 years. 30 years from when I was born, I got married to my wife. Or from when my parents got married, I got married. It's not that crazy.
Wait, you're married?
That's yeah, of course. Of course, I love my wife, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I don't
In-
think
in-
the audience knows this news.
In
I thought
30
somebody
years,
would drop it at another time.
in 30 years, however,
Yeah.
in 30 years, if my child gets married, that's not going to be that interesting.
You're saying that what I brought up, the 30-60 thing,
Yeah, it's not that interesting.
not worthy of talking about.
I really don't think it's worth our breath.
It's more generational. It's like expected.
Yeah, it's around the time when it's in the, I would say it's even in the prime time.
I just think there's something cool about the fact that when they're celebrating, God willing, their 70th, it'll be our 40th.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And then we could do stuff together. Like we could take a cruise. Like, hey, we're celebrating our 70th.
Right.
It's their 70th, our
Right.
40th.
Right.
Oh my God, 30 years?
Yeah, that's great.
30 years?
Yeah, and people might say that for a second.
If it was like 27 years, I wouldn't bring it up. The fact that
Okay.
it's like 30, there's something about 30 that's
Yeah,
cool.
It's a
decade.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
A decade.
You know, it's not a 10.
You.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, we're both trying to get each other down, huh?
Anyway,
Positive podcast.
yeah.
Positive
I
pod.
wasn't talking about your looks. I was talking about your personality.
That's even worse. That's all I have going for me.
That's not true. You're very handsome.
That's so nice of you. Thank you.
You're handsome and you married a beautiful young woman.
It's true.
We'll talk about that in another
Yes,
Right.
Mismo de David.
Mismo
Let's get this Yiddish word of the
The Yiddish word of the week is, Dad.
But the name finished.
Whoa.
Mm.
Okay.
Cut.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa,
Can-
whoa,
can
whoa,
you-
that's a phrase.
That's 2, maybe 3 words. Can you say the word again, syllable by syllable?
But the name finished.
Verdreimenisht.
A multi-syllabic.
Verdreimenisht.
Verdreimenisht. This is amazing.
It's great.
I'm going to use this word.
Verdreimenisht.
Verdreimenisht. I'm so verdreimenisht.
So, okay.
Right.
Oh.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
saying not really.
Yes, give us the definition.
But then it's like the definition is don't make me crazy or make my head turn. The literal definition is turning my head. But today
My head. So you're turning my. So is it?
you make me crazy.
Don't get me all verdreimenisht.
But is it you're making me crazy or is it making me crazy?
It's
You're Fadreme. Well,
it says don't drive me crazy. Like,
no, when I
person.
tell you Fadreme niche, don't drive me crazy. Don't confuse me.
Niche.
Don't dray the
It's
literal meaning.
Right,
It's
Ish.
so you're
Right.
turning my head around until I get dizzy and
my cup, right?
confused and
Verdreimenisht, my
crazy.
cup. Mein Cup.
Yes, mein cup.
Mein Cup. As opposed to my.
Yeah.
What
No,
do you like?
yeah. But the one that I like.
Yeah, the one you order on Amazon every week.
Yeah. Everyone needs a good book burning.
Oh, you burn it?
Yeah,
I
man.
know you study it and adopt it into your way of
Absolutely.
life.
That's crazy for you to say that to me still. I'm not having fun with that kind of rhetoric toward me. I'm a great
You're
Jewish person.
you're not even great. You're better than great.
Okay, well,
You have a one-man show that really not only explores and delves into, but celebrates Jewish culture
Yeah.
over the last, 50 years.
no, 500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. I left out a zero. But
Okay, verdreimenisht.
verdreimenisht, you're making me crazy.
Or
Yes,
it's don't drive me crazy.
don't drive
That's
me
right.
crazy.
Don't
Okay,
drive
so
me
the literal
crazy.
meaning is
Who would say that? Gene Wilder would say that.
Verdreimenisht.
the literal meaning.
Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Yeah, a lot of the Gen Zs are really going to enjoy that.
No,
He was Willy Wonka. Just look it up.
watch the original.
Watch the original.
For
So
once.
I love this word. Could you use it in a sentence?
but the English cup.
Okay.
Don't drive me crazy.
But literally it means don't turn my head.
Around, right?
Isn't it funny how Yiddish uses these literal words and then there's this sort of spin on it that you have to know as like a lingo, right? It's like the literal translation is what exactly? Don't turn my head.
Yeah, but today,
Right.
but today it's
But
turn.
today is turn and my cup
Right,
is
Right,
head.
it's like there's
But it's
another
a cup.
expression. I don't need this. I need this like a lochen cup, like a hole in my head.
Yes,
I
a
don't know.
lofen
That's-
cup
There's
is
a
a
hole
hole
in
in
the
the
head.
Walk
head.
around saying that every day in the Bronx.
I have some clarification questions to ask here. So is verdreimenisht one word?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't turn. It means a few words. It means don't turn.
But it's
But
one Yiddish
it-
word.
but
Okay.
That's the literal
turn.
meaning.
It means
Don't turn, verdreimenisht.
and could you use it without?
Verdreimenisht.
could-
Don't turn my head, verdreimenisht.
Okay.
Nisht means don't.
Don't. Right. Okay. So don't turn my head. So what is cup?
Head.
Up his head.
But with
Like a lochen cup, which
but with
you like
the cup.
said, a lochen
Verdrein-
cup is a
Verdreimenisht.
hole in the head.
Verdreimenisht.
Like I need this like a lochen cup. That's another Yiddish
Right, but
expression.
verdreimenisht is a few words, isn't it?
no.
It's one word.
Well,
Don't turn.
yes. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's far, F-A-R, drei, D-R-E-I,
Yeah.
mir is mine,
M-I-R.
is no.
That's
Well,
19
then cup
words.
is other people's, but my cup is head, my head.
But that's one word?
Don't turn my.
Don't turn
Don't turn
My-
mine.
head.
It's not one word. It's a few words.
Right. It's don't because cup is not part of verdreimenisht. It's verdreimenisht, and that's don't turn my.
Cup is the head.
Right,
I
don't turn my
So it's the Yiddish word of the day week is the Yiddish word of the week verdreimenisht cup.
phrase.
it
It's a
verdreimenisht?
phrase.
Just verdreimenisht. Yeah. You're getting Elon
phrase.
verdreimenisht.
He's phrase. Okay, so the phrase is verdreimenisht cup.
Right.
Reimenisht.
My cup. Or if you want to do it in general, if you're at a
Right.
meeting and somebody verbrennt,
No,
then
that's not
cup.
Reimenisht.
What is it?
Verdrejmenisch.
Padre, not padre.
Verdrejmenisch.
Padre.
Like dreidel, you spin it.
Like a dreidel. All right. Well,
Nice good old hayasham.
that was fabulous. We really learned so much from you guys. So that was the
Verdrejmenisch kein Kopf. Mein Kopf.
Padre.
So could you use that in a sentence without it being the entire phrase?
Yeah.
Like, is there more you can add on to either side of this?
No, it's a whole phrase.
Okay.
Don't drive me crazy.
Can you say Fadremenish
You
myself?
can't say don't drive me.
Right.
It's don't drive me crazy.
So it's verdreimenisht to shul. I'd rather go to the park.
No, that's something else.
Copy that.
No, that's literally driving.
Copy that.
It's don't make me crazy.
Which
Don't
not
turn
allowed.
my head around.
Verdreimenish kishka. I'd rather have kugel.
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
So
Verdrejmenisch is don't make me crazy.
it's
Okay.
My head.
which
you know, like some people you turn around and they
You're
get confused. They don't know
Fadremenishing.
which
I
way
think
to
someone's
go.
Fadremenishing someone in
I have
this
a lot of
scenario.
patience for your parents, but this has gone too far.
Right.
That's
Well, folks, thank you so much for the Yiddish word of the week. I love you. Eli loves you.
I love you so much.
And we'll see you on the next Stars of David. Okay. Thank you, guys.
you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Stars of David is a production of Unpacked, an open door media brand. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and check us out on Instagram and YouTube.
If you enjoyed this episode, leave us a rating on Apple or Spotify. It really does help. It really does help us when you tell other people to find our show.
It does?
Yeah, I think so. That's what is written in front of me, and I'm reading that.
Stars of David is hosted by me, Elon Gold.
And me, Eli Leonard, and we are produced by Michael Weber.
Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you.
Yes,
And as always, good
Yontif
Yontif
Shamru Israel.